Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. This week's review, it's pretty bad. Man, I'm trying my best to think of positive things to say about this movie, but I didn't like the way it was. I didn't like the script. It's a novel idea, as in interesting, different. Be a good Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone, Tales something. But for a 100-minute movie, it's not very good. And this week, I'm reviewing the movie Old, and I felt old and older and older watching it. If you're not familiar with it, it's from M. Night Shyamalan. It's based on a graphic novel, Sandcastle, by Frederick Peters. What it is about it's a family. The mom and dad are going through some stuff. They have two young kids, and they go to this resort where everybody's really nice to them for any explicable reason. And the guy comes over, and you can see it. We find out that the mom and dad are going to split up, and this is kind of their last hurrah with their kids. We also find out later the mom's had an affair, and the dad knows, but he isn't saying anything. Yada yada yada, cliche, cliche, cliche. So they end up at this resort where the guy says, "Hey, the manager of the resort, I can tell you're a really nice family, love you to death. You're amazing. We have this deserted beach. We're just only a few customers get to go to. We'd love for you to go to it." So they load up in the van with five other people, couples or with families, and they go to this beach and they get off, and the van's driven by M. Night Shyamalan, and they get onto the beach, and then they can't get back. If they try to get through the hole that they came through, because there's cliffs, they end up passing out and back on the beach. And then they find a dead body. Then it starts getting weirder and weirder and weirder as it goes. And what happens is that they begin to age rapidly. Their lives are reduced to a single day. So some get angry at each other. Some homicide happens. I don't want to give away too much. There's really no stars of note in my mind other than Rufus Sewell, who's an actor you know from several other things throughout time. But I just didn't care for this movie. It's so boring. And it's not on top of that, it's just awful. The screenplay is awful. The dialogue, the acting is so bad. The kids are better than the adults. And I don't know that it's the actor's fault. I'm going to blame it on M. Night. It's just written so bad. And I know it's him because it's the same clunky dialogue you get. And before you think I'm going to beat up on M. Night Shyamalan, that's not it, actually. I'm in the camp, and I know there's not a lot of us who enjoy most of his movies. In fact, I even liked Lady in the Water, and most of you hate it. I liked The Sixth Sense. I like that when it all went off the rails for me was The Happening. First of all, I'm not a Mark Wahlberg fan. Second of all, it just makes no sense as far as just the actions of the characters. Like John Leguizamo's character, and I'm not reviewing that movie now. I know I'm talking about old. But just like, I don't trust your ex-wife or whatever. It's like, she's a person who'll let you down. The same kind of crap you hear here. Same clunky dialogue trying to explain stuff. That same last 10 minutes explain everything to you after, and everybody goes to jail, and this is what happened. I'm not going to tell you the twist ending because it's not really much of a twist, other than it's a M. Night film, so people get their comeuppance whether they need it or not. Should you see Old? It's on HBO Max. If you're a huge M. Night fan, sure, you've probably already seen it. But man, unless you were just an M. Night Shyamalan fan, do not see this. It's just dreadful. The acting is really so. It's hard to give a good performance when when you have to deliver such clunkers. Just terrible movie. So I cannot recommend Old. M. Night Shyamalan's Old. Watch some of his earlier films, check out some stuff, but don't watch Old. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.